Hey everybody, it's Theokinawakid again, and this is my second review ever, so I decided to actually, do two actual reviews for today. The second review is going to be about the actual lesser known but extremely funny animated series, or in this case, web series, of Syfy Channel's Science. Science is created by animator, producer, and writer Neil Holman, who basically also was the animator, writer, producer, and art director for shows like Archer, Frisky Dingo, Sea Lab 2021. And so that's pretty much the whole bulk of his whole work is that, yeah, he's one of the lesser known people on those shows. So, what is Science about? Science is about the cast and crew of the Quantum Industries, which are which is a secret, not so secret, R&D department, research development company that involves themselves with crazy scientific mad experiments that usually goes horribly wrong or horribly right depending on the situation, and stars Cree Summer as basically Dr. Linda Moog, who is essentially, the best way to describe her is take Rick from Rick and Morty, but turn her into a black woman who is less pessimistic and fully embraces hedonism. So there's that. Yeah. Sorry, a little bit something in my throat. Yeah. So she's basically a less pessimistic, more hedonistic version of Rick. So Dr. Linda Moog is also accompanied by her daughter Felicia Moog, who is not a doctor yet. She's still trying to get in that. And also she's slightly more sane than her mom. And basically she's more or less sort of the unlistened to a voice of reason, who everybody kind of like, eh. Not to mention the fact that she's also not to mention a lot saner than Linda Moog, her mom. So there's that. Other than that, other cast members include Tito, who is the hot, hunky janitor who's addicted to gambling, addicted to drugs, and he's, well, kind of up for anything, really. He literally can't say no. So, and also there's the lab tech, Greshke. Greshke is really unclear what she is. I mean, male, female, whatnot. Her gender is kind of ambiguous, but she's really gross. Really has some weird hobbies and a weird past, and she's, well, addicted to porn. And, well, yeah, there's a lot of her that is both weird and mysterious, and yet she's funny as hell. And then we have Wayne Homestead, who is essentially the quantum industry's CFO, basically the bean counter, sort of like Cyril from Archer. But yeah, he more or less sort of acts as, again, another voice of reason that nobody listens to, and basically is a straight man to all the zaniness that Linda cooks up on a daily basis. So it's a 6-episode series. Yeah, I could do math. So it's a 6-episode series by Syfy Channel, more specifically on the Syfy Channel website, as well as their new animation block there, TZGZ. Yeah, try to say that 5 times fast. It's an animation block of short animation shorts, and not to mention the fact that literally with that, it's more or less kind of like random cartoons or cartoons where they're trying to try out different shows and see what sticks. Out of all of them, though, this is better. This is literally the best thing they have in animation because, let's face it, Syfy Channel has been more or less floundering for years. Ever since, well, streaming happened, and well, the fact of the matter is, no one really watches the Sci-Fi Channel outside of Sci-Fi original movies. And the original shows, they really don't have any shows, really. And the only anime show they have right now is essentially Alien News Desk. If you're actually a fan of that, thumbs up. So, yeah, that's the only anime show other than this that they have. And, yeah, I had to admit, Sci-Fi Channel may be floundering, but at least they got a winning show on this one. So it premiered on November 16th of last year, so a couple months ago, really. So basically, it's definitely a show that everybody seems to not know exists or has never seen it. So, but it's all available on YouTube. I have a playlist, so you can check it out. All the episodes on the Syfy YouTube channel or my channel, and watch the playlist of all the episodes there or here. So there's that. Also, to put it more specifically, there are a few points I want to get to because each actual episode, all the episodes are around 3 or 4 to 5 minutes long. So they're really short episodes. So more like mini-sodes than anything else. So it's a very short series, only 6 episodes so far in this season. So hopefully it gets to season 2. Here's hoping. But 2 points. One, and this is for anyone who already seen the show, good for you. But for those who actually, actually haven't seen this show yet, minor spoilers, not really spoilers, seeing how this whole series doesn't really have a continuity to speak of. So it's very episodic, so you can really just watch this and still enjoy the show. But again, spoilers for those who care about spoilers. In the basically episode 1, where we get to introduce the characters, and the whole setup of the show, the latest invention of that episode is a dimensional portal, essentially. They basically, interdimensional window, more or less. And they invented that, and more or less they were testing it out, had a little big sort of presentation in Orlando, Florida, where they're based at, and everything. And, well, by the end of it, both Tito and Dr. Linda Moog, 2 of the main characters, 5, literally turned into demons. Yeah, because the gateway they open up to with the dimensional window turns out was a gateway to hell. All freaking Doom style. So, yeah, hell exists. Demons are now possessing and living with humans. And now Linda and Tito are basically demons. With Linda being a rather sexy one of that. So, with that being said, here's a fan theory. Hey, a fan theory about a show that no one's ever heard of. I wonder how that's gonna turn out. Anyways, basically, in this fan theory, I believe that from the first episode, Linda and Tito are still demons, and they still basically have all the demonic traits. It's just that they learn how to shapeshift back into human form because, they're demons, they can do magic and shit, so there's that. And that's gonna be the follow thing with that whole thing throughout the series. At least that's my theory. It's a cartoon theory. But yeah. Also, Homestead died in an episode. Like, Tito, as a demon, ripped him in half and murdered him, essentially. So, it's definitely a show not for kids. And I'm pretty sure Tito, more or less, and the rest of the gang cloned Homestead and mainly just passed it off as like, oh, we cloned him, so he's back to life, and let's never speak of this again. Yeah, that's kind of my whole headcanon thing, so there's that. Also, like I said before, it's definitely not for kids. It's very much like a Rick and Morty type of show where science and sex, debauchery, and vulgar language, and blood, and gore, and all the good adult animations stuff you would expect from a show like this. And personally, another idea, little headcanon idea, Linda Moog as a person, as a scientist, it would be a perfect match for Rick. I mean, she literally is something that Rick would just instantly love because of her ingenious level of intellect, and not to mention the fact that she is much of a bastard and sort of inhuman sort of human being as he is. Well, I wouldn't say inhuman, but more or less soulless. No, Rick has a soul. More like, yeah, just a horrible person that they just meld together. It's like, yeah, they'll work fine with each other if they were in the same universe. So yeah, I would agree with that. So yeah, check it out. Syfy's channel Science, and literally it's called Science. You have to say that because it's kind of like epic scientific show. So basically, it's a great sci-fi cartoon, and I highly recommend it. And yeah, check it out on the Syfy channel website or YouTube channel or my channel. And yeah, that's pretty much about it. And that's my review of the whole series so far. Yeah, a whole series of 6 episodes. Again, I could do math. So, yep, that's pretty much it. And this is the Okinawa Kid signing out, and catch you guys all later.